episode of XN Interviews. Joining me, as always, I've got JX, and this week we've got FroJo34 joining us. How are you doing, FroJo?
I'm doing pretty good. How y'all?
Good.
I'm good. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get it started. What kind of caught your eye about mcoc, and what kind of pushed you towards downloading it and progressing as high as you are?
Well, I played another Marvel game. It was a trading card game, and I was kind of like quitting it. And as I was quitting it, I realized that there was a new up and coming Marvel game coming out, and I kept playing that one until that one like was fizzling out and ending. And I started playing MCOC like from the jump, like day one, as soon as it went global launch. I didn't get into the beta. I kind of missed that window, and I didn't really at the time. I was so not new, like new into like mobile games and like not knowing how to get like it's like switching your region and stuff. I didn't understand all that then. Like now, like if I find out about a beta, like I know how to switch the region and I can go get it like right now if it was out. But like back then, didn't know that about MCOC, and then so I started in like December as soon as it launched.
Okay. So about how long into it did you start creating content for it?
It was a few months after the game came out. I didn't start right away, and I made the channel after watching a few other people's channels that were kind of like the only ones doing it at the time, and I just I felt like either they didn't like know what they were doing or they didn't know Marvel, and I just felt like I could bring the side of like knowing about Marvel out more and play better than the couple people that I saw on doing it on their channels.
Okay. You had an introduction to Marvel well before the trading card game even
Yeah,
that you were playing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Pretty much the '90s cartoons was my first introduction, and then a few comic books here and there. Nothing crazy. I didn't have a like my family's never really had money, so like I every once in a while if we saw one at a store or something, my parents would let me get one or whatever here and there, but like never had like an entire series or nothing like that.
Okay. So what have you accomplished in game so far? Have you done all of your paths
Uh,
in Abyss?
I've only done one pass in a bit. I've done one path through 7.1. Uh, Same thing with Act 6. It's like just one time through. I just pretty much just do what I can. I the last year and a half, I kind of like been playing MCOC less and less. Just kind of lost interest here and there a little bit. I really don't know why because I'm not really doing anything else more except playing Fortnite. But I guess that is what it is. Is I've been playing Fortnite a whole lot.
Okay. So uh about how much time do you spend playing MCOC versus Fortnite?
Well, right now I'm playing like I would say like 6 to 8 hours on Fortnite a day, and then like an hour to 2 hours, just depending on the day uh, and everything. But here lately, I've been picking up MCOC up a lot more.
Okay. So what do you think is getting your interest back into MCOC?
Well, unlike a lot of people, I actually, for me and my account, I actually like the arena changes. I like the new reward structure for where I am in the game and everything. And I do see the issues with it for other people, but for someone with a higher level account, for someone that has a bunch of champions, and being able to hit that like 1 to 5% range pretty easily without a lot of time into the arena, and you can get a good chunk of rewards. Like I'm sitting here going, wow, that's great.
Okay. So about how much time are you spending in the arena?
I would say about 2 hours every day
Okay.
throughout the
That's
day. Like I'm pretty much like waking up running my 6 stars and my 5 stars, and then right before bed doing it again, and that's about it.
Nice. All right. Are you in an alliance?
I am. I'm in a alliance with the people that a lot of people that used to be like sub to my channel and everything, and just. But I'm not like they don't. Well, they do alliance quest and alliance war, but it's not a requirement. They're just doing whatever they can to get through it.
Okay. So what maps are you guys running in AQ?
They're running map. I'm not really sure because I actually haven't done it with them, but I think they're running map 2 or 3, and then sometimes 5, or I think they do like one day 5 or something like that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of AQ going on.
What's that?
So there's not really hard AQ going on in your alliance.
Yeah, in this alliance, the alliance I was in right before, where I kind of decided to take a step back, we were running map 6 the first 2 days, and the last 3 days map 5, or depending on what war schedule like maybe did it like first and third day or second and fourth day.
Okay. So do you do alliance war, or did you
Yeah,
do alliance war
yeah.
in your past alliance?
Oh yeah, always. In fact, I actually Alliance War was my favorite game mode. It's because it's just so much more competitive and fun. Like Alliance Quest just felt like it was always a chore to do. Like you had to get on all day, all the time. But here lately, they made it so much easier where you could just go through your path. Same thing with Alliance War. They made it less of a chore, and that I think if when I come back to the game more, which I think will be soon, um, it's something that I want to get fully back into.
Okay. So are you in the CCP?
I left
Okay.
because I just felt like I wasn't playing enough, I wasn't participating enough, I wasn't really making videos on MCOC a lot. So I just felt like I was taking up a spot that someone else deserved more, and I just decided that I should like step out of that. And when I did, I mean, I have there's no like issues with me and the Caban people or nothing. They told me when if I decide to pick everything back up, they told me to reapply and all that stuff.
Okay. Cool. So you
When
left on
yeah,
good terms.
Yeah, I left on good terms.
when did you leave?
About like a month and a half ago now.
Okay, I thought it was recent.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. So hang on. I just lost my train of thought. Jay, actually got anything?
Yeah. So when did you first join the CCP?
From the initial launch, like after the first couple people they added, they opened it up to everyone else, and so I was one of the first
Okay.
of the when they opened it up, because like I think they privately asked like Dave and Brian and someone else, and then they opened it up to anyone that wanted to apply.
Okay, nice man. I thought you were one of the first people, so that's awesome. Is there anything you'd like to be? I guess you're not in CCP anymore, but was there anything that you would want to have like better in the CCP when you were in there? Like, was there yeah.
I felt like they're like the structure of how they like asked us for stuff. I felt like it just got drowned out in the chat, especially when they started adding more and more people. Like I felt like they should have did more like an official response kind of thing. Like when they wanted feedback on like specific things, like had like a form to like maybe like a Google document
Mm-hmm.
thing that we fill out and answer, because I felt like a lot of time, like if we just put it in the chat, like it just get drowned out by everybody constantly messaging and then responding to what they said and everything. I just felt like sometimes it would get lost in there. So like if you like wrote something about like how you felt about it, like, and then you didn't get any response back from it, it was just like sometimes it seemed like, is it being overlooked? Is what I'm saying being overlooked? Like okay, like what happened there? Did y'all not see that? So sometimes it just, especially when there was like right now, there's so many people in the CCP, like, and it just seems like it's sometimes you get lost in there.
Okay, I was just curious. So yeah, that for sure, definitely. Yeah, that's cool. I'm looking to join the CCP, and same with X and that. So I'm always curious what people have to say, especially when they leave. So yeah, that's interesting to learn.
Yeah,
So go
the
ahead.
CC. Oh, I just want to say one more thing. Like the CCP, like when it first started, it was like very basic. Like they just told us about the champions, and that
Mm-hmm.
was pretty much it. And the as it got later into when right before I left, like they started like telling us more and more and more stuff all the time, and like so like it was becoming more informative and more useful for like a YouTuber. Like it was getting better and better. But like I just felt like I didn't have a my place in there. I didn't belong anymore because I wasn't making content. I wasn't doing what they were asking the people in the CCP to do, which was review the champions and put out content and inform the community of like everything that was going on. And I wasn't doing it. I didn't have time to do it, and I was like at the time I was just like losing interest in the MCOC. But now that I'm like getting back into it, I'm like I might have said that a little too soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was the biggest thing that you've learned from the CCP?
Just like how like everything that they work on and like how much time they put into all the champions to the process and like how much effort and how many different people like it goes through because like you find out about like all these other Kabam people that we don't really see because they add them into the chat too. So sometimes like they're like, "Oh, I don't that's not my area. That's so and so's area." So then they'll add them into the chat and they'll be like, "Talk to this person about it," and stuff like that.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
Okay. So, so is there any quest or side quest or monthly EQ that you could, if you could bring back, that you would?
Um I don't know if there's like a specific one. I just know that like some of them are way more fun than others. Like there's been so many of them that have been fun. I really do like the ones with the portals, but sometimes like here like it seems like when those first came out, those were way more fun than they are now. It seems like now like sometimes they're just like you never get what you want on them. So there's kind of your give and take on those, and then there's been the I do like the Modoc quest ones with the randomizers. A lot of people didn't like those because of the difficulty and stuff, but I I kind of like them because of the difficulty because it made it more challenging to get through. I like to feel like I'm earning what I'm playing for and not just like it's oh okay I just went through it bang 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 it was easy I got my reward now. Like I like to earn what I'm getting that and I think that's why I like the arena too. Like I don't think everybody should just get it just because they played it a little bit. Like you actually have to grind to get it. You're competing to get it. But again, like I said, I know that there's issues with all of the arena, like the reward structure and the milestones and the gate and everything that they're doing with it right now.
Okay. So, with that being said, what if you could change something with the new arena? What would it be?
It wouldn't be just one thing. I would change the reward structure, and I would oh, I don't whatever the word is.
Differentiate.
Yeah, oh yeah, almost said it there. Between the featured and the basic, like I would expand like the 6 star out a little bit more in the basic arena. Like give that one a little bit more rewards. Same thing with the 5 star. Give that one a little bit more rewards. And and then I would reduce the milestones a crap ton, like a lot, to help the lower end players get the milestones, and then obviously just remove the gate, just remove the title gate, so that way anyone that wants to can run the arena. Like, why are we blocking it out? Just like I don't. I think what Kabam's trying to do. This is my theory on it. I think they're trying to stop the bots because the bot accounts have to get to the same title to then compete into the arena. So I think they're trying to gate the bots, at least try to stop the bots, because I think they're trying to locate them and then ban them permanently, and that takes time because I think they have to validate that they're actual bots, and I think that's why they get into the arena and they last as long as they do, because they have to validate that they're actual bot accounts. Like, see, that's something like I wish the process of stuff like that was explained to all of us more. That's something they don't even tell us in the CCP and stuff like that. It's like, why does it take so long to ban these bot accounts and all this? So why did they last so long in the leaderboards? Like, why do we see it for multiple arenas, sometimes months, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and then we see more of those accounts? But I think that's what the title's for, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah. So, you said your favorite piece of content in game right now was war.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say right now, but
Okay.
I think the war itself, it needs to be completely scrapped and redone as well. Like, I think top to bottom needs to be rehashed out.
Okay. Yeah. Have they talked to the CCP about?
They basically just asked all of us to give us our feedback and what we would change about it in there when I was there anyway. I don't know if there's been more done since then. I wouldn't know that.
Right.
They even specifically asked me on Twitter recently what would I do to change war.
This is also on the roadmap as well for the summer 2021.
Correct.
Yeah. So you mentioned about something about being challenged in hard content. Are you looking forward to the Gauntlet and/or Summer of Pain?
Yes, I am looking forward to both of them. The Summer of Pain, I want to know more about. Like, they didn't really tell us what it all was gonna be. The Gauntlet, I'm looking forward to that. I want to see who's all the characters are gonna be that we're gonna be facing and all that stuff. And I want to see how many. They say it was like 10, 15. How many did they say it was gonna be?
I'll check it right now.
Yeah, but I would like to see it be endless, like it just keep getting harder and harder and harder, and then there be some sort of leaderboard to see how many people got as far as they however far they could get. It just kept going.
Yeah, like a Mortal Kombat tower.
Yeah, exactly.
It is
kind of cool.
Yeah, doesn't say exactly how many champions. Just it's like the mini abyss and whatnot. If you to test out your rank 3 6 stars. But yeah, dude, endless tower would be really cool. That's really dope. They're not the first person who said that too, which is awesome.
Yeah. So what other things from the roadmap are you kind of looking forward to?
Definitely the relics and the strikers. I know when they first brought it up a long time ago, everybody was totally against it. But I was one of the few people that got onto the Chinese game of Marvel Contest of Champions, where there was actual gear in the game.
Really?
I got it, and then I got it. It was all in Chinese, so I had to just guess through everything, right? But it wasn't a big deal. But there were major differences in that game. You could take a 1-star to a 2-star. You didn't have to get a different version. You could take that character. So there was that difference as well. And then you had the gear on top of that, and then you could take that gear from that character and put it onto another character. So if you had a really good character in this one piece of content, but then the next time this character was better, you could take that good gear off of that character and then put it onto on your other character that might have been better in that content that month or that piece of content or whatever. See, one thing that I keep saying is are they gonna gate it? Are they gonna make it money? Are they gonna put a paywall on it or whatever? At least in the Chinese version, you got the gear daily through the daily quests and everything. There was milestones for it, everything. How you get ISO and catalyst and stuff. At least in the Chinese game, that's how you got the gear as well. You got the catalyst and other stuff too, but that's also how you got the gear. But really? I'm really looking forward to the striker system. Most of all, I just want to see what all they do with it. I have all these ideas in my head of what it's gonna look like, and I'm just hoping it's at least a little bit of what I'm thinking.
I'm gonna share a GIF of it. They actually shared it not too long ago.
Yeah.
Someone put it in the chat.
Is it the one with Bishop and Gambit?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually saw that like a year ago.
Oh wow. Yeah, they showed that for
Really?
the first time. I think 2 dev diaries ago. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. What did the gear actually look like? Like what entailed about looking at the gear?
It just looked like different pieces of armor and stuff. Like you had your leg pant
So
your
like
boots, your helmet and stuff. Like, but you actually didn't like see it on your character.
Okay.
So you didn't like it didn't change your appearance like it does in Realm of Champions.
Yeah.
Or nothing like that.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that in a couple other games where you have your look, but you can change the gear on your character. So that's interesting.
But like one thing I'm kind of hoping with the relics is that maybe it adds something to your character. Like if you have like I don't know, maybe one of the relics is a power gem or something, and maybe it puts it on their fist or something, like just right over their fist or something like that. Or like maybe one of the relics is a Captain America shield and it goes on the back of your character. Like that would be kind of something cool. I don't know if they're gonna do that. Like
For sure.
this is like one of my hopes or something like that.
I feel like it could be like a piece of Uru or something. Like you carrier.
Yeah,
Something, I don't know.
it's most likely just some special thing that's on you, and we don't see it in the fights probably. But like what's interesting to me is they were talking about, and with the relics and stuff, is that the strikers is part of the relic system. So I'm like, it sounds like something you're gonna be able to equip and unequip, like the striker part.
Yeah, there was it's weird because I make a lot of these connections to Destiny, the video game, because Kabim actually, some of the members actually love that game. And back in Destiny 1, they had they actually had a relic system where each relic would do a specific thing that only this relic could do. So it's interesting that that like you said, the striker system is going to be one of the first times, and it's based off of relics. So I wonder like what other mechanics, like the root mechanic, for example, will be a relic system as well.
And also something that they mentioned in the dev diary, the roadmap before, they talked about traps.
Yeah.
And then this one they didn't talk about traps. So I was wondering if that's something they scrapped. Like, is that something that's not happening? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a character. I mean,
or like area of effect. They didn't mention anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they've said something about interacting with the environments and all of that. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you think about this month's event quest?
I haven't actually played it too much. I have played it a little bit, but I haven't played the side quest at all. I'm fixing to though, because I know we're getting down to the end of the month, and I'm gonna start getting all the rings and knocking it out.
Yeah, man, it's not too bad. It's actually
it's a good one. Yeah, I've heard good things.
And even like the tier 5 class for 10%, like you can pretty much cheese it, which is really nice. So yeah. All right, man.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think about the new champions, Mr. Negative and Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi looks super powerful and everything, and even with them taking away the infinite stun thing, which some people were upset about. But I agree with the people that think it should have been removed.
Of course.
I agree it should be gone as well. It sucks that it got into the game in the first place.
Yeah.
To then be removed, because I do know that's what most people get upset about. They think it's part of the character, think it's part of the design, and it wasn't even supposed to be there at all. And then they remove it after people make videos about it, all this stuff, and then it's taken away. I know that part of it sucks.
Okay. Have you done all of the variants, and which variant was your favorite?
I have done part of one, but then I stopped on it, and then I've done 2 and 3 100%. And how many do we have now? 6?
7.
7? And then I did part of 4 like one time through, and then I haven't done any of 5, 6, and 7 yet. But all that's all fixing to change. I have the champions for all of it, and I just haven't taken the time taking the time to knock it all out. And that's kind of where I'm sitting on my account, is like I have like so much potential to like explode, and I feel like my account is already, in a decent place as it is right now. But I have so much to do. I have all of 7.1 to 100%. I have all of 7.2 to 100%, and I have so much room to grow.
Yeah, sounds like. So who's your favorite champion right now to play as or to play
Oh
with?
man, Apocalypse and Doctor Doom, both of them are so much fun, and I have both of them as 6 stars. I have a rank 3 Doom, and then I have a rank 2 Apocalypse, who I am looking to rank 3 as soon as I get another T5CC, and then I have of the mutant class, and I just have so much fun. Like even Apocalypse by himself, I love him, and then he just makes all the other mutants like whoever you want, pretty much. You pick a mutant, and he just makes them insane as well. And then Magneto, of course, they did such a good job with his rework, and
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy with that. The only thing I would change about him is that when he has his magnetic field active, I wish that he had the bubble
Yeah.
visually active around him in game. I wish that would have been a visual effect when he has the magnetic field active. I just thought that would be a super nice touch if they would have did that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Who are your least favorite champions to play with?
Anyone that takes a bunch of hits to finish someone in arena. It don't matter who they are. Like I was just realizing like how many of these champions, like when you're playing your grind and you're doing 30 something hits, and then you go to one of your good champions and you're doing it in like 6 or 8 hits. It's like how do we go from characters that are killing characters that fast to characters that are taking over 30? And I know sometimes it's the person you're fighting against, like a Mephisto or an Immortal Hulk. Like those guys are gonna take longer to kill because of their abilities and everything. But like when you're fighting a character that doesn't heal, that doesn't have anything to really stop them from dying, and you're using Airwalker and it's taking over 30 hits every time you use him, it's like you don't even want to play that character.
Yeah, for sure. I could feel you there. Jay, actually got anything over there?
Yeah, man. So what's one character you'd add to the game?
Oh man, can I give you 200?
Oh my goodness.
It's funny. It's funny. That we're on the 200 character with Mr. Negative coming up. Because like in the first year, they were constantly like asking us like who do we add. Well, I gave them 200 suggestions.
Oh wow.
And I just recently like went back and looked at it on the forums and was looking at like who all they've added and who they haven't added. And one of the characters that I thought was going to be the first female tech champion from the beginning of the game was Jocasta, which is the female Ultron basically. And I always thought she would have been a perfect fit for this game, and she's never been in the game. And so that would probably be one of the characters I would add, is Jocasta.
Oh,
Nice.
oh, okay, yeah, I remember this. I remember like Iron Man like turned into her at one point. That was super weird. That's dope.
And then we had the champion vote, and another one of the characters that I wanted was she was in there, and I really was really hoping that she would have got voted through, but I know I knew when I saw the characters that it was most likely not. In her being so obscure, Morgan Le Fay, I knew that she most likely wasn't. But man, I really wanted her to.
Yeah, man, she's supposed to have a dragon too. That would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
There's still time for her to come.
Oh, I know they want to.
Yeah.
Because when the vote was going on in the CCP, several of the Caban people were saying that they also love that character and they want to do her, but they have to go through all the stuff and the voting process. Like all those characters that were in the vote, I want every single one of them hands down into the game. Like that's my favorite thing about the game is the characters, and I love that we're getting so diverse and all these little characters that a lot of people don't know of, but it might be someone's favorite character in the game is getting added to a game, and you've never really seen them in a Marvel game before. And that is what's so cool about these games like Future Fight and Strike Force and Contest of Champions is you're starting to see these little bitty characters that you've like Colleen Wing was just added to Strike Force. Like who would have thought,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they have what was it? Null in the Puzzle Quest or something.
Yeah,
like
I saw that too.
So, have you played Realm at all?
Yes, I played it quite a bit when it first went global, and even before it went global. I was playing the beta as well, and I just the graphics are what really was holding me back in that game. It's just I was just playing it, and it didn't. I was really surprised, like compared to like MCOC, like that was like visually MCOC was just so stunning playing it, and when MROC, it just like the characters, like especially the Iron Man characters, it was just like, why, like why do they look so bad?
Okay. So, what did you like about it?
I did like that when I got on the Discord and was talking to people, the team, we were able to play like really well and could dominate and just smash through the content. I like multiplayer games. That's why I like Fortnite so much. If Fortnite wasn't multiplayer and I couldn't talk to the guys that I was playing with, I probably wouldn't play Fortnite at all. Because that's how it was with Gears of War. When I played Gears of War before all this stuff, I quit playing Gears of War because my friends quit playing Gears of War. But if they would have kept playing, I would have kept playing. Like it's just the interactive, the chat, and that's one thing like with the Discord, the YouTube, that I feel like that's one thing that's keeping MCOC alive is being able to talk and chat and communicate with your friends and YouTubers and stuff like that. I think that's what keeps this game going.
Okay. So, what do you? Yeah. My bad. Do you purchase any deals, or have you spent money in MCC?
Oh yeah, I've spent quite a bit. I spent a lot early on, and before 5 stars, yeah, before 5 stars, and I knew from the get go, I was one of the first people that realized, even before there were 5 stars, that there were going to be 6 stars, and I would tell people, guys, if you're not ready, if you don't already know, 6 stars are gonna happen at something. People would act like I was crazy, and I was like, you'll see. And then 5 stars came out, and I'd be like, yeah, just wait, 6 stars are coming. And I was like, I've been saying that, because like one of the very first videos, it wasn't even MCOC, it was a Kabam video. They were showing like the behind the scenes, and in the background on the monitor was a mutant Juggernaut 6 star, and of course they changed the class to Mystic and everything, but it was something that was there the entire time from the launch of the game, and I was sitting there going, oh, they already have plans to go all the way to 6 star from the launch of the game.
Right, that's interesting, because that's not like the first time. Like I know I'm talking about Juggernaut being the mutant class, which is strange because he's not even a mutant in the comics. But we have seen other characters, like even like Rocket, he was Science, Ant-Man was Tech, Moon Knight was Mystic. But yeah, that's crazy. 6 stars from the get-go. Wow. Even
the Fantastic Four, they accidentally sent out an email, and in that email they were showing the Fantastic Four as Cosmic.
Yeah, I remember Gabe made a tweet about it right after that. Or Kabam Gabe, of course.
Okay, you got anything else over there, Jay?
Yeah, man. So what's one character you'd buff?
One character I'd buff right now is Agent Venom, and
Yeah.
I know he lost, but he's someone that was on the launch art from the beginning of the game,
Yep.
and he was in the launch graphic, and he took over a year and a half, I think, to even come to the game, but he was on the initial graphic that came out, and I was so excited for him because when I played the card game, I can't even remember what it was called anymore. But he was one of my best cards and characters in that game, and I didn't even I kind of knew about him, but I learned so much about him because I liked the Venom character, and I was like, wait, who's Agent Venom? And then I found out he was a totally different like person. Like it wasn't Eddie Brock, and it was Flash Thompson. And then I found out like so much about Flash Thompson, about him going into the military and losing his arms and legs, and the Venom symbiote gave him his arms and legs back by being being the host and everything. So I thought that was like so cool to see.
Do you read like the newer comics? Like right now, he just came back.
Yeah, because he was missing. He disappeared.
He died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died,
And, yeah.
and they brought him back. It's really awesome,
Yeah.
man. The King in Black, and there's a whole symbiote event, another symbiote event happening this summer, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm excited to see Flash Thompson is alive, and he's got like he's anti. He's a white symbiote now.
Anti-Agent Venom, yeah, right?
Yeah. Since Eddie Brock is Venom, so he's got to be anti-Agent Venom, which is really awesome. I'm really excited for him. Especially he did lose, and I would love to get buffed. I have a 6-star myself, so
Yeah. He was one character, and I think they could do so much with his like completely redo his animations and everything. He's someone I would love to see everything being redone on him.
Yeah, no doubt. So who has been your favorite buff so far from the champion buff?
It's got to be Magneto.
yeah.
Because he was one of the first characters that I wanted into the game, and when they added him so early on, and then he just never lived up to who Magneto was, and then when they finally did, when they finally got him in there,
Okay.
I was just like, wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just muted you.
Okay. So fuck, what was I gonna say? You got anything else over there, Jax?
Yeah, man. So, what's your most used champion? Who's a champion, or at least your most used champions on a normal
I
basis?
think right now it's Doom.
Okay.
I think pretty much every piece of content, Doom has to be on the team.
Man, I really want one.
Yeah, same. So who's your favorite test champion? Who's your favorite champion to test?
There's been so many. I think Apocalypse and Doom. They were both really fun to learn, and they were so like easy to learn too. Like they weren't like overly complicated. Like especially Apocalypse, I felt like he was just straightforward. This is what you do with him. Because so often now we get these characters that are like so complicated to figure out, and I kind of like the simpler ones that are easy to figure out, but they still do a lot.
Nice.
For sure.
All right. So I don't know if you saw this, but the Eternals trailers just came out. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did watch it.
What do you think about the Eternals in the MCU, and maybe even come to the game this year?
I do think at least 2 of them are coming to the game, and I'm hoping one of them is not an Eternal, but it's the Black Knight. I hope. Yeah, and then I guess there'll probably be another one of the characters, or maybe the villain from the movie, or whoever that ends up being. Because this is what I'm noticing. There's every month there's an obvious one, and then there's an unobvious one. So like Mr. Negative, I would have never thought
Same. Yeah.
with Shang-Chi. I definitely thought it would have been Mandarin. Like I was just like, wait, what? like, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was banking on the MCU as well, man. I was like, dude, there's no like, I even though all the delays and whatnot, I thought for sure they're just gonna set the month for the MCU event, have it not relate to the story of the movie, but have those characters.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then they were like, nope, comic book appearances. I'm like, what? What's going on? And then, even Kabam Gave even saying, hey, we do have the MCU suits available to us. So I'm like, dude, that's got to be like Eternals. I think Kate Bishop's the only other character that's going to be in the MCU this year that's not, or besides the villains and whatnot, that's not already in the game. So.
And for all we know, that Shang-Chi ends on the suit at the end of the movie. That's in the game right now. Yeah, because like that's something we don't know because sometimes they have multiple suit changes in movies and everything. So, but I do agree with you. I think the Eternal characters will have that if we get them in the Contest of Champions. I think they'll be their movie forms. I don't think there's too many different looks for those characters between the comics and whatever they're gonna do in the MCU from what we've seen already.
Yeah, I'm gonna share a little thread on character descriptions and whatnot of the Eternals, so everyone can check it out because it's really cool. Because I've always thought most of the Eternals, besides like Makari, Black Knight, and Cersei, all have the same powers. But here's like a cool thread on what makes each one unique, as well as
what did you think about at the end of it? The younger Eternal, or this not really younger, but the one character asking who's gonna, now that Cap and Iron Man's gone, who's gonna lead the Avengers? What do you think about that?
I was that was Sprite, by the way, the little younger.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool that they know who they are. And I forgot who said that they were gonna lead them.
I think it was Black Knight. I believe. It was kind of hard to see because I was watching it on Twitter when I watched it. I need to go watch it on YouTube with higher definition.
I thought it was Black Knight as well, but I heard some people say it was Akari, so that's pretty cool, man. That's so cool. Eternals are so weird, and they're such a cool Jack Kirby creation that you don't really see in the newer comics and whatnot. Besides Black Knight, which I don't know if we talked. I don't think I talked. A lot of people know this, but Black Knight with the Ebony Blade is super similar to Guillotine that we have in the game, which is really cool. And if Black Knight does come to the game, I can't wait to see what kind of character he's going to be. And how he's going to play, if he's going to be a mystic character, if he's going to be a skill character. I think he has like some technology as well. And obviously Kit Harington's playing that character, dude. I love Kit Harington.
Yeah, I do too. Do you think the soul capture mechanic character that we could be getting next month could be him over Guillotine?
Purgatory, I don't think the Ebony Blade, does it capture souls? Like I said, I think my theory is that Purgatory is a demon, or it's the Latvian Guillotine from the timeline of this Overseer Maestro. That's what I'm thinking.
When I made my my theory video, I picked a male Guillotine from the past, from Guillotine's past, because I think they've already done 2 female Guillotines and they did a female Morningstar. I just felt like since Guillotine has this long history lineage of guillotines, I just felt like that they might explore a different avenue. Instead of going with a female character, they would go with a male character, but Gabe sketched that female looking Liberian guillotine looking character, so that makes me think possibly that you are correct with that as well.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
So how do you feel about a Maestro coming into MCOC?
I have mixed feelings with it because he's like they just killed him off, or they say that he's killed off.
It's definitely dead.
And but like there's the contest is a multiverse of characters, so it could be a different Maestro. And then Jay was telling me on Twitter and everything that there was a different Maestro in MCOC already, and I didn't even realize. I must have like overread that story, didn't look at it, or didn't miss that part of it.
Yes.
And I just if they make him look exactly the same, I think everyone's just gonna think he's the same guy.
Yeah. So Yeah, so what I'm talking about is the Namor event. During the Namor event, what happened was all the Fantastic Four, when they came to the game, they were actually part of the original 12 characters who came to the game, and they instantly like tried to build an escape plan, and then the Maestro stopped them by pretty much banishing each one to a different dimension, and the one
Yeah,
that
I remember that part.
and the one that Sue Storm ended up in was a different dimension of the contest of Atlantis. And so she was met by Namor, who said that he tried to overthrow the Maestro, but he couldn't have in our timeline because he never joined the game until now. So he had met a different Maestro because he was summoned to a different contest than the one we play in, which means maybe this Maestro is the Maestro that's going to be joining the game next month, and maybe this Maestro, if he's called Overseer, like in my head, I made like a little video on it. It's really cool, where I talked about this Maestro is probably a Maestro that like completed his objective in Act 4, which is to become the God King of the God King Emperor of the Battle Realm and rule it from Battle World. And so maybe this is one where we can see a different armor set. I wish it's not the same armor set. And even the Emrock armor set is just a color swap of the contest one. So I would love a brand new armor set for sure.
And see, our Maestro, he got defeated by Thanos and created Battle World, which is MROC, the world of MROC. And then he got murdered over there, which we don't know who did yet.
Yeah.
And now we're getting Maestro after like 6 years in MCOC. Like, you know, it's just kind of like I felt like they missed the opportunity somewhere to add him a long time ago as some sort of exclusive reward.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I think a Data Miners a couple years ago, they made like a mod pack where you could play as the Maestro. So that was interesting. And I think Emrock really got delayed. I think Emrock's delay really kind of messed with this. Like you know, it feels weird. Like we were literally solving the death of a Maestro, and then we're getting Maestro playable. It's super weird, for sure.
Yes. You got anything else over there, Jay?
Yeah. So obviously, since you're also a theory person, what are you most looking forward to for the future of the contest?
I just want to see a really good story coming forward, and I think Gabe and the other people at Kabam, they that's what they nail the best, other than the animations from the characters and everything. I feel like they nail out the story and the animations very well, and I think we're just gonna continue going forward to this new King, Iron Lad, whoever you want to call him, going forward. And I think the more that they develop their technology and what they can do is just gonna make this game even better. And I really want the community to be open to change and not just so trying to keep everything as it is, because you know, because some of us have been playing this game for 6 years.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
And you know, and a lot of people that have been playing as long as we have, they have left because there's nothing new in the game. Everything's the same. It's just a repeat over and over and over and over again. And but I also get that some people have only been playing a year and they're just learning the game, and then everything changes, and that, you know, that kind of sucks from that aspect of it too.
Okay.
But do you think the King Iron Lad character possibly could be the Overseer? But like I think he wouldn't be playable though. So
yeah.
But like also like that's what like that's why I almost don't believe the leaker this time is just because the story quest was called Overseer in Purgatory. Why are the characters being called that? Like because I mean the Mr. Negative and Shang-Chi one, they weren't called what the chapter of the quest was called. Like it just seems like they're reaching and guessing and trying to figure that out. But anybody could be an Overseer, like the Collector, the Grandmaster, even Mephisto,
the Watcher.
Yeah, that was my guess. I thought the Overseer. Before the leaks, I thought Overseer meant like the Watcher, and then Purgatory meant like Mephisto, you know, maybe getting a demon from Purgatory or whatnot, or maybe a new part of the Battle Realm, because even Gabe said that like the Battle Realm is expanding, we are getting new areas, so maybe Purgatory is going to be a new area.
If you, I don't know if you've seen the art book or
I have it, yes.
Okay, so when you look at the map of the Battle Realm, there's areas that aren't filled in.
Yeah, I can share a picture of it right now. Yeah, and even if you go to like the last time it been updated was the Scroggler event where it showed the mystery areas have been marked where the scrolls are, which is really cool. If you go back to that motion comic, yeah, I want an update of this map, man. I can't wait to get updated.
Hey, update the map.
Hey man, yeah man. Yeah. So you talk about the cane, which is really interesting to me because I feel like it's going to be a Silver Surfer situation where this is just the first time we're seeing him, and then the next time we see him is like a year from now. Because right now is the real big bad of the story for the contest and the realm is the Chrono Serpent, who has been teased for 2 years now, and we're finally getting more information about him. So I think what happens is we're gonna get the Chrono Serpent, we're gonna get Galactus. He's gonna try to devour Battle World. That's just gonna happen. We're not gonna fight him. Nothing. That's just gonna happen. And then the Chrono Serpent's going to take advantage of this and then try to destroy the battle realm because he doesn't like it. You know, he's been here. I'm sure it's like a situation where it was like he's been here since before existence, and it's so quiet. And ever since the battle realm's been growing, expanding, it's too much for him. So he's trying to get rid of it. So I'm curious if that's gonna. I haven't read 7.2, so I don't know if the story is going this way, but that's right now I think is MCOC's big focus before Kang.
See, like one thing that I don't really understand, what MCOC does is like they leak they basically tease this Kang, at the anniversary event and all that stuff, and we haven't seen him. Yeah, he's not in part of the story. He's like, no one's even talking about him in the story. So like, they did the same thing with Galactus. Like, Galactus is coming, but we saw him in the anniversary of the year before. Like, he was here basically.
Well, that was the future.
But I think all that stuff a lot of it did get delayed.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I understand all that, but like, it seems like from the diary and all that, like, Galactus is still another year away.
And yeah, and even Bam Gabe, like I shared a video a month or two ago where he kind of like explained it as a natural disaster. Galactus is a natural disaster. You can't stop a natural disaster. You can't fight a natural disaster. It's gonna happen. It's gonna blow through, and happen. And like I said, I think that's what the Chrono Server is gonna take advantage of. I
think it's gonna be more like a cinematic event.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Even that too.
We're gonna get.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe it's not even something that we actually do, except I think somehow they're gonna work the raids into it. Is what the raid mode into the Galactus stuff. But like, I don't know. Like, I mean, when you fought Galactus in Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff, he like turned into other Marvel characters, and those Marvel characters had like a different effect look to them.
Yeah, so he turned them to heralds, and they become like the silver. They become silver version of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even he's huge in that. So it's something that they definitely could do. But the way Bam Gabe talked about it, it didn't seem like you could fight him. But it could be a red herring. Like we really don't know. It's been, like you said, it's been a couple of years. So very curious what's gonna happen.
I mean, technically, Galactus is. I mean, he's been in game since as long as Airwalk been in game.
Oh yeah, because of the
You know, Special 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a matter of time, I guess.
Well, we got one more Herald event coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you like to see? Who would you like to see as the next Herald?
I think you said Frankie, right? Frankie, right?
Well, that's who I think it's gonna be.
Okay.
I would what's the? Oh, man, I just lost the dark blue and black.
The Fallen one. You're talking about the Fallen one?
The Fallen, yeah, the Fallen one. I would like for it to be him, over Frankie Ray. But I also would like for it to be Thor.
Yeah,
I want another Thor, but I don't really know if I want it to be that Thor. I mean, it would be cool just because it's Thor. But I would rather another version of Thor come to the game more than either than that. But the Fallen one, I just think would be really cool. But I do think it's going to be Frankie Ray, just because of the connection to Silver Surfer and everything. I think it's going to be her, and I think it's something that they can easily do as well. I think the effects on the Fallen one would probably be harder to do, and then Thor, I just think that they have other plans for Thor, and maybe not as a herald.
Yeah, so there was Yeah, so right when Endgame came out, Gabe, like, fans were asking, like, who's the next Thor, and he basically said, the next Thor we're going to try to do is MCU, because they didn't add Endgame Thor. Like, people were asking, where's Endgame Thor? Where is he? And he said, basically, the next Thor is going to be MCU, but we want to make sure that it's we want to make sure Thor it's not like a one outfit thing. I think that's why Endgame Thor didn't come to the game, because it's a one movie outfit, and I think he wants to like wait until he's back buff, like he's buff again.
Yeah.
Maybe Love and Thunder. That's what most people are thinking.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't include Thor in my predictions. Is I figured he would come out with the next movie.
Yeah. I could see that for sure.
So, have you stayed up to date with the Battle Realm map? And
how
many of them have you predicted right?
I've predicted half of them. Well, including the MROC champions, which I basically said a Black Panther character and an Iron Man character.
Yeah.
So other than that, I've gotten half of them right, except I got those two right. So I've gotten most of them right, technically.
Nice, man. I'm right with you. I've been right on one at least for each month.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I was saying earlier. Is like it seems like there's an obvious one and an unobvious one every single time. Like who would have thought Mangog? Like I was like, wow, Mangog.
Yeah, like I thought it only after the synergy with Psycho Man came out with the pure hatred synergy.
Same thing too.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the synergy, I like looked it up and I was like, oh, it's Mangog.
Yeah.
And by the time I saw the synergy, we had him as a champion in CCP, so I kind of knew at the same time when I saw the synergy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. They're right, man. I feel like the rest of my predictions as well are too obvious as well.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them are gonna be one of them is gonna be completely correct, and the other one is gonna be a curveball every single time.
Yeah.
This is the curveball year. Like I honestly feel like that. Like I felt like there's been trends like every single year. Like one year was the year of the villains, and we just had like villain after villain after villain come out. Because like for a while, like we didn't have a whole lot of villains in the game, and then like there was like a whole year of villains came out.
Yeah, like last year was like obscure characters, like with Tigra and Hitmonkey and Mole Man and shit like that. That's pretty fun though. Sasquatch was cool.
Yeah.
So, who have been some of your favorite new releases besides A-Bot?
This year?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of who came out. Let's see. What's that?
I was gonna list them off for you if you wanted me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So you got Jubilee, Strife, Psycho Man, Super Skrull, Mangog, Odin, Jabari Panther, Silver Centurion, Mr. Negative, Shang-Chi.
Okay, so from that list, I would also obviously just say like Strife. Like the characters this year, they haven't been like overwhelmingly like oh my god. Like, but I tested Strife on the CCP, but I haven't got him still in my game. More and more people seem like they're starting to like Jubilee here lately.
Okay.
But Shang-Chi's obvious smash hit. I have him as a 4-star, not a 5-star or 6-star. So I haven't got to play with him too much because I left the CCP, so I didn't get to test him. But from the little bit that I have played him, I do like him. I like that. Like again, like I like some of the basic more characters that are just kind of like straightforward. They do this, and they're not like super flashy. Like he's just a punch 'em, beat 'em up character. He's not doing any like crazy special like beams and stuff. Like he's just pretty simple looking character for the most part.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's why Jessica Jones is in the game because she's too basic.
Man, I think it's just that. I think for some reason that Gabe just doesn't like Jessica Jones.
Man.
It seems that way. Like every time he talks about her, he's like, eh. And he didn't even seem like he liked to do the Netflix Daredevil. He specifically said that he wished he wouldn't have did that character.
Yeah, so in the UMCOC episode 65, he was asked, who would you delete from the game? And he said Netflix Daredevil. We definitely got to ask him today, or ask him on Twitter if he still feels that way.
Yeah. So Twitter we had somebody ask you to tell a story from your time at the New York Comic Con.
Oh, I didn't go to New York Comic Con, but I went to the Summer Showdown. And
Okay, the Summer Showdown. Sorry.
I think I was on week 2, I think. I was with Big Blue and Cade, and Dorky Diggity Dave was the host. That was really fun. It was my first time, like, pretty much going on a trip on my own, like without anyone going with me. It's my first time to New York. It was a fun experience. I had fun. A little bit of like lost trying to figure it all out and everything, you know, because going from Houston, Texas to New York City, you know, it's different. Everything seems like it's on top of each other. Even from like Houston to New York, like just New York just seemed like everything was like right next to each other. And like even like with your GPS and stuff, like because of all the big tall buildings, it was like you were on this street, then you were on this street, and you know it was like confused itself, and so it was kind of like okay, like I walked by my hotel I think 3 times before I realized, oh, this restaurant is the entrance of the hotel as well, like right here. Oh, okay.
Wow.
And then like I didn't have like the other guys like contact. Like, so I had to like find them in the Discord and be like, "Hey guys, what are y'all doing?" And then like meet up with everybody. And then like when we went to the Marvel building, like all of us were like kind of like, it's just a building. There's no sign. There's no nothing. Then we walked in to the front desk and Dave talked to the people at the desk, and then they gave us little name tag things, and we went on up. And then we had to wait for like 30 seconds. They gave us a different tag again, like I guess to say that we were allowed to be on that floor for Marvel or whatever. And they told us, you know, we couldn't take pictures, we couldn't do anything. Like basically, we had to be with a Marvel person at all time. If we had to go to the bathroom, they had to walk us down the hall, that kind of stuff. Then they basically told us what we'd be doing, like the timetable, for the rest of the day and all that. And then of course the only thing we wanted to know is what we were doing and who we could use. And so we found out we were on the day that I was doing it, we were fighting the Maestro, and they basically told us it's the Act 4 Maestro except he had Limber. And so we immediately, me, Cade, and Big Blue pulled out our phones and went into the Act 4 and started fighting Maestro, and we did it for like 2 hours. But like I was doing it, and I was doing really well with Venom, and I was like, man, I don't know though, because I was using Scarlet Witch. I was using Scarlet Witch too, and then they told us a lot of the champions. Oh, I think it was Cade or Big Blue. They said when they were looking through, because they let us look at the roster of who we could use like really quickly, because they wanted to give Agent M like the information of like who we might use, so he kind of like knew his talking points about the characters. And so they made us give us like 3 characters with who we would use, and I said like Star-Lord, Magic, and Scarlet Witch. But then like we started like using the characters on our own from our accounts, and I knew immediately like we didn't have all the masteries, but as we were like testing everything out, we weren't really like talking to each other because we were just like practicing, you know, like we were gonna beat, like, you know, we're competing, but we're, you know, but then like we were talking to each other a little bit, and one of the guys, I don't remember who, because they took Dave away because Dave had to go get prepped and ready for everything he was doing. And one of the guys said that they noticed that most of the characters were Sig 1. And I didn't even look at that. Like, I just saw they were awakened, and I just figured they were all Sig 99. And then I went, okay, I'm not using Scarlet Witch. So, she's done.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah. So then I started using Venom and Hulk, and I was doing really good with Venom, and I was like, but I didn't tell them I was gonna use Venom, and then I was like using Hulk a lot, and I was smashing through him with Hulk, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna use Hulk, and then so we were like right before before it was my turn to go on there, I looked at Agent M and I went, I'm not gonna use who I said. Uh, and he just kind of looked at me and he was like, "Who are you gonna use then?" And I was like, "Hulk." And he goes, oh, "Okay, that's easy." And like, cause he was like, "Oh no, I had all these cards." Like he had like cards prepped with like talking points for the characters that I might choose, and so I didn't go with any of them. So then I went on my turn. On my practice run, I did all right. I felt like I did really good. And I felt really confident in uh I was doing pretty well, and then his limber is what I got in trouble with. It got down to where I couldn't stun him anymore, and I got caught by the special two. And once he hit me with that special two, because of the low health pools from the 4 stars we were using, I was like, I'm dead. And I think Big Blue ended up winning with Hawkeye. Cade did okay because see, I was thinking about using magic, and Cade used magic, but then he got like right to 50% area on Maestro, and I was like, all I have to do is beat Cade, and then I'm pretty shoe in, so I was like, I think I can do that, and I did well with Hulk, but I got caught with that special two, and I knew it was over, and then Big Blue smashed it with Hawkeye, and then Dave told us after he was like telling us to guess who, because he said he used every single champion numerous times to find out like who would be the best one and everything, and he told us that everybody is overlooking one key thing, and it was Spider Gwen, and he kind of said that on the stream at the end of the stream, and that's why everybody else that did Maestro after that, they only used Spider Gwen, because you could basically just not touch the screen and she would automatically evade everything. But at the time, Spider Gwen was just recently kind of buffed and everything, and none of us, all three of us, were like, yeah, we don't really use Spider Gwen for anything, so we didn't even think about that. But he also said that Venom, he found, actually was the fastest killer, but Spider Gwen was safer.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember everyone used Spider Gwen after that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, dang, I was like on the money with Venom though.
Yeah, I remember you did use Venom. I don't remember Hulk though.
I know I didn't use Venom. I used Hulk.
Oh, okay. Then I'm thinking of someone else then. Yeah, no, I see Hulk right now. I just linked it in the chat if you want to watch it.
Nice. Well, dude, Jax, you got anything else?
Nah, man, that's all my notes.
Okay. Well, if that's it, does anybody else in chat have anything? Have any questions? Probably not. But yeah, if yeah, I want to say thank you, FroJo, for spending your time with us here in the MC Lounge.
Oh no, thank you guys.
Yeah, man, I'm glad we could do it, man. It was awesome having you on.
Yeah, right. I'm just sorry about yesterday, and I'm glad I could be here today and we can get it done.
For sure, dude. We appreciate your cooperation and getting it done. All right. Thank you, everybody who joined us live, and